Hi everybody, it's Dr. Timothy McCall. Welcome to the Yoga of Tennis YouTube channel, where we use the practices and principles of yoga to help you play better tennis. Today we're going to talk about 4 surprising ways that yoga can improve your game. There are a few non-surprising ways that I'm not going to go into detail, but I'll just mention to start out with. Yoga can improve your flexibility, can improve your posture, can improve your balance, can improve your mindfulness and your ability to concentrate, all of which could obviously play a huge role in helping you play better tennis. But today we're going to talk about some ways that perhaps you hadn't thought about. Number 4, surprising way that yoga helps you play better tennis is by increasing your endurance. We think about yoga as being about stretching and relaxation. Where does endurance come in? Well, it turns out the secret is in the breath, because most tennis players breathe through their mouths on the court. And yoga has a very low opinion of mouth breathing. When you breathe through the nose, the air is filtered and warmed and humidified. Some particulate matter and pollutants and allergens are removed before they get to your lungs. But the big reason why nasal breathing is so much better, particularly when you do it in the lighter, slower way that yoga teaches, and which we'll be going through in this channel in coming months. But the big reason is that when you're huffing and puffing and breathing through your mouth, up to 30% of your energy goes to meeting the needs of the respiratory muscles. If you can lessen that need of those muscles to consume so much oxygen, you've got more energy for everything else you're trying to get done on the court. Number 3, surprising way that yoga helps you play tennis is by improving your mobility. Now, most tennis players and most tennis coaches don't think that much about the feet. They're hidden inside the shoes, for one thing. But when the yogi looks at a tennis player hitting the ball, they observe that there's a whole symphony of actions, including involving the feet, where the weight is transferred. For example, the front foot on a forehand starts to lift as we take the racket back, and then as we come forward, that foot flattens and the other foot lifts up. And there's kind of a sophisticated symphony of actions throughout the whole body. One of the things that yoga teaches you, or can teach you, is how to land a little more lightly, how to be lighter on your feet when you're moving on the court. Part of that is by, instead of coming down on the heels, we come down on the balls of our feet and actually kind of transition down. In other words, instead of slamming down like this, we kind of softly move into this. But in yoga, of course, and on this channel, we're going to suggest that you take your shoes off so you can familiarize yourself with your feet and use what we learn and what we practice and the exercises we do to strengthen the muscles and the flexibility of the feet, and use that to help us get around the court more efficiently and, frankly, more safely, because we're not landing so abruptly. We're cushioning every step when we're using our feet correctly. Second surprising way that yoga can help improve your tennis is by helping you to deal better with nerves. Now, part of this goes back again to the breath, because there are a number of yogic breathing techniques, and there are certain ways of breathing, for example, more slowly and more smoothly, as we'll be learning, that help you modulate the state of your fight or flight system, allow you to practice without getting quite as amped up as you might if you're just huffing and puffing through your mouth. When your nervous system is more activated, it's going to contribute to that kind of monkey mind, that busyness, that worrying about whether you're about to blow match point or whether you're going to double fault. Another part of how yoga helps with nerves has to do with yoga philosophy. Specifically, we can change the way we think about things. Now, in modern psychology, this is called reframing, but it's an ancient yogic technique, thousands of years old at least. Now, there's a wonderful example from the world of tennis, which is one of my childhood tennis heroes, Billie Jean King. She used to say, "Pressure is a privilege." That is a wonderful example of reframing, taking something that we might perceive as the threat and instead viewing it as a challenge, and maybe a challenge we'll be able to rise to. Number one surprising way that yoga can help you play better tennis is by helping you generate more power on your shots. The anatomy that tennis trainers and physical therapists, even what I had in medical school, is what you might call reductionist anatomy. It looks at the individual muscles and joints and analyzes how they're moving, in this case, in a tennis shot. Now, yogis do that too, but in addition, we look at the way the whole body works together to generate the power on the shots. We talked about the feet a little while ago. You can see again that the hands and the spine and the breath are all doing specific things. Like, let's consider the example of the back arm in a forehand. Now, many of us have been taught, or we've read, that the back arm is about balance. But when we analyze it from a yogic perspective, we see that it's doing much more than just balancing. That as the arm that's hitting the ball is coming forward, the back arm is coming in. And there's an interchange between these two arms. The power of the back arm coming in ramps up the power of the hitting arm, allowing us to generate more force, a more effective kinetic chain, or as I like to call it, a pranic wave. That's just one example of the sophisticated way that yogis learn to view the body and to analyze the body when it's doing yoga poses, or in this case again, tennis strokes. Yoga has a more holistic way of looking at every part of the body. What's happening with the hands? What's happening with the feet? What's happening with the spine? What's happening with the breath? What are you doing with your mind? All these things can potentially impact the fluidity and the flow and the momentum that you're able to build up on your swing that generate all the power. If you'd like to learn more, please subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, you can also help us spread the word by clicking the thumbs up icon and the bell to be notified about future videos. Thanks so much. Take good care. Namaste.